Hello, hello, and welcome back to 1000 Lies Part 15. I looked it up this time. We are here, we have snuck up on dinners and what's her name, and we have been caught, and we are now going to discuss some things, so, you know. Ziva, by the way. It was Ziva. What's her name is Ziva. It wasn't that bad. It's easy. You need a good sense of rhythm more than reflex. What are we talking about? Sense of rhythm? I couldn't even see the arrows moving. Crap. And again this time. We are playing some games. Dinners and Loose are competing in a music game where they have to tap some arrows according to the melody. But a competing probably isn't the most accurate word for it. Even playing on the maximum difficulty, Dinners never misses an arrow. Wow. I'm impressed. Now, do you believe me when I say that he won't listen to me unless I bring him here? All the high scores of this game are probably his. You aren't bad either, Ziva, considering that I'm just letting you guys win, of course. In fact, for being Luce's first time, I think she's doing pretty well. It's just that Dinners is on another level. Yes. Alright. I mean, he's covering his yawns and he still doesn't miss anything, like, seriously. I can't believe it. I lost. Oh well, who's up next? I'd say one of those two, but it doesn't seem like they're willing to do anything. Hey, listen, Claire, try to remember. Think about what you did, step by step. I've already told you that I already told that you I don't remember. See, I've already told that you I don't remember, so. Okay, this isn't me reading it incorrect. This is the actual sentence being incorrect for once, right? Right? I've already told that you I don't remember, Sia. Ha! Wasn't me being stupid this time. Awesome, thanks. Thanks, Claire. Throwing me under the bus. Trying to, anyway. It's important. There's money on the line. Unless I am just an idiot. What exactly did you put in my drink? I already told you that I used everything I had in hand. I wasn't paying attention at all, but I'm pretty sure that there was more than the snacks you saw. We're probably talking about the best drink ever made, Claire. I'm suffering withdrawals here, and I need a dose. It's been like that ever since he drank his whiskey gumbo. At least now he's admitting his dependence. I'll convince him. I'll try to convince him. Leave it to me. Hey, you, junkie, your turn. Now, Luce. I have some important business here. Don't tell me that you're scared to lose after all the beatings you've got in all the games we've played up until now. No, I'm not a little kid. Taunting me won't get you anywhere. Look. We've been playing for a while now, and I've spent too much money already, considering that the student life doesn't really let you indulge. But if Claire manages to remember what she put in my glass, then money will stop being a problem. Don't you see that we can get rich with this recipe? I'm such a genius. If money is such a problem, then let's only play one last game, so I can make up for the losing that last round against Dinners. If that's your issue, you can play with anyone else, right? Yeah, but it's easier and funner for me to beat you instead. You're so kind. Be careful about who you're underestimating. I challenge you to any game you want. The one you're best at. We'll see who's underestimating who. I ponder Luce's proposal for half a second, moving my eyes to one of the arcade machines behind her. What are you looking at? Want to play that game over there? What game are we looking at? The game Luce is talking about has 2 large screens and 4 plastic toy guns in front of it. Ah. The numerous explosions and gunshots together with the insert coin screen makes it pretty clear what kind of game it is, and based on Luce's expression, it's the game she'd like to play. It looks fun. It's decided then. Let's go play. I haven't decided anything, but whatever. It requires 4 players though. Do you guys want to join us? Ziva and Diz? Are you sure? I must warn you that I'm pretty good at this one. Even more reason for you to join. That way the 3 of us can ally against CR and guarantee victory. Right, Diz? We aren't playing against each other. It's us 4 playing against NPCs. What we do is fight to see who gets the biggest score. It depends on how many enemies we kill and stuff. Seriously? What a letdown. It'd be better if it was against each other. Who cares? I'll win even if it's a bigger score or whatever, joining or not. I'm good. But the one you challenged was CR, so you should ask him. All eyes are on me, waiting for my permission as I hold some kind of authority. Awesome. I scratched the back of my neck before clicking my tongue and unwillingly giving them an answer. Do I have a choice anyway? Let's get this game going already. I'm warning you now that I'm aiming for a perfect score here, so I won't make it easier for you. Diz and Ziva smile while listening to my declaration, and then they pick up 2 guns on the left side. Luce, however, doesn't seem to understand what exactly I was talking about, but she's happy to see that we're all ready and pick up her gun after Ziva does. I then do the same and pick up the very last gun on the right side. Besides the gun, there's a pedal for each player on to step on. They need to step on it to shoot and release it to take cover and reload. While I make sure that everything's in order, someone grabs my shirt and forces me to bow my head down. Yes, Claire? Galaxia, think you can do it? Of course, why not? Do you think I could lose? Claire shakes her head, then closes her eyes and smiles. No, I'll be rooting for you, okay? Claire's voice is sweet and delicate. She speaks to me and only me, with a soft tone so that no one else can hear us. At least my support is better than that of the eye competition. Ziva explaining how the game works to Luce when a pair of arms wrap around them and hug them at the shoulders. Hey bud, I'll be rooting for you ladies. If either of you win, then I'll give you a kiss, hey? And for the loser, they'll get a consolation kiss. What do you think? I suddenly wish that these guns were real. Don't you think so too, Luce? Amen to that. Hey! Then I'll just cheer for you two. But I'll leave the offer open in case either of you change your mind, okay? Each of us take a coin and puts it in them into our respective coin slot. The game menu opens, waiting for all 4 of us to join, and then opens the game screen as soon as we shoot towards the middle of each of our screens. So yeah, and I have to look at the right monsters most. So Ciara and I have to look at the rightmost screen, and Diz and Ziva to the leftmost one, correct? Then that means we can look at each other's characters on their screens. Shouldn't I be able to shoot you guys then? I thought this game was cooperative. Technically, yes, we can shoot each other, but you can't actually kill anyone's character. Instead, it'll reduce your score for every time that you hit them. Interesting. That's so lame. Anyway, I'm ready, so prepare to be humiliated. Luce acts cocky as the countdown proceeds. She then gets into position, prepared to shoot at anything that moves. But as soon as the game starts, she can't even react. She loses her grip, letting her shoulders drop as she tries to comprehend the situation in the video game. It's not like the game's too hard. She didn't forget how it works either. It's just that the enemies are dying before she ever has a chance to see them. Dennis stands sideways, stretching his arms out and aiming with only one hand, stepping on a pedal to reload during short breaks with his right foot. Ziva holds her gun close to her eyes and aims at it with incredibly high precision without actually losing any speed in the process either. Oof. And finally I, with a more orthodox stance, that's no less effective, use my weight to help step on the pedal using the least amount of time necessary, optimizing my time so that I can attack and advance as quickly as possible. The loud noises from shooting it makes every other sound seem quieter. None of us are using only one shot per enemy, but as many as we can manage, that way we can try to get the largest amount of possible points. Each of our screens are cleared at the dramatic speed while our scores are illegible from the numbers increasing non-stop. We soon reach the first level's boss, a jerk whose attack don't even reach us before they stop. A moment later, his health bar goes down to the bottom, giving us the first of many victories that awaits us. The screen then shows us one number of kills and points we got during the level 1. Delivering truly unbelievable news, 3 of us got the exact same score. And Luce, well, couldn't even pull the trigger in the first few seconds, which all of it took place. What the? Didn't you say you were going to humiliate us? I don't even know what happened. How many hours have you guys dedicated to this game to be able to play like that? It's been a long time since I've last played, but a fair bit back in the old days. Not that many at all, but I've always had good aim and really enjoy these kinds of games. It's all about rhythm, I've told you before. You're pulling my leg, right? No. Next round starting. Get ready and remember to, even if someone gets killed, if someone kills your target before you, you can still get points from hitting the enemy before it disappears. Don't start yet. I can't get a hold of that quickly. Hey, Claire, do you understand anything? Are you talking to me? What do you mean? Those 3 in this game. Do you know anything about this? From what I know, the game isn't that hard if you know where the enemies spawn. It's not so much skill as it is memory. That doesn't change the fact that it's hard to stay alive and how important it is not to miss a shot or lose a life if you don't want to break your combo. When the combo multiplier is higher, you get more points from each kill, but it'll go back to once your combo breaks. Really detailed here, Claire. This far into the game, if one of them misses even one single shot, it means I lose. It's not exactly what I was talking about, but I guess it's good to know too. Don't tell me that you also know how to play the game, Claire. What do you think? Yes? The game continues the same as started. Liz manages to get some points from time to time, but she even gets used to the fast pace and manages to get some combos that's not just any novice would be able to pull off. But her renewed sense of confidence comes with a price when, while fighting against the next boss, she doesn't take cover before a huge explosion. What the what? The red flash means you've lost a life, but you still have 2 more left. I already noticed that part. I meant that attack, it was incredibly unfair. What did you expect after shooting at those red barrels? Everyone knows that red barrels always explode if you attack them. If it's that obvious, then why do the enemies always walk near them as every damned opportunity? That's a mystery that will never be solved, Luce. We deal with all the other bosses one by one, without too much of a hassle until we reach the last level. From here on out, all of the different areas become narrow and full of enemies. We're all showing signs of fatigue and we'll have to improve our focus if we want to put on a good show. Then there's a moment where our characters split up into 2 groups and take different paths so that Dennis and Ziva see on their screen is different from what Luce and I see on ours. This would be a good opportunity to get some extra points over those 2 if it wasn't for the fact that even though our paths are different, we're still fighting in the same place against the same enemies. That, however, gives me an idea. His outstretched arms gives him away, even if Dennis is the player farthest away from me. From the corner of my eye, I can see the movement of his arm going right and left depending on where the enemies come from. Thanks to my memory of this game, I start counting all the enemies that appeared without having to look away from Dennis's arm. It's then that I see the enemy that appears on my screen, but because he's behind some boxes on the left, he's hidden from the players using the other screen. He's coming directly at me, and it won't be long before they can see him too. I could shoot it and get some points, but I have another idea. I switch weapons and equip the shotgun while I look at Dennis's arm sideways. He goes up, then down, then left, then finally right. I try not to shoot until the second his gun stops moving, and the very moment I see the signal that he's about to shoot, and then... Ah! I fire at the enemy's chest, pushing him back at the very moment he appears on the yellow screen, forcing Dennis to miss his shot by the skin of his teeth. There goes my combo. You got me there. This is now a game for 2. I wish you luck, but that doesn't mean we won't keep rocking anyway, right, Luce? The entire group is amazed that they don't understand that it was me who forced Dennis to miss, except for one person, the last opponent I've left to defeat. Ziva chuckles as she realizes that his game has just become a battle between her and me. The pressure from the last part of the game doesn't hinder us at all. Scores continue decreasing. On the contrary, it motivates us to be the best we can and extend past our limits. When we finally reach the boss, it seems like the impossible to stop us, and our only fear is the tied scores that we're going to get unless something changes. Right before the coup de grace, that inconceivably changes actually happens. I'm sorry, Undyne. Her voice is natural and calm. She takes a second and inhales deeply before shooting one last time. It's not the coup de grace of finishing the great evil final boss, but another character. Mine. My screen flashes red for half a second, but that color sticks in my mind for what seems like to be an eternity. It's a signal that I've lost a life, that I've been hit and lost my combo, the signal that I lost my chance at a perfect game at the very moment that I was about to finally put an end to this game. Ziva, you haggard witch. The credits roll and everyone but Ziva looks at the final video perplexedly. She, in fact, is covering her stomach while trying to contain her laughter the best that she can. What did you think of that? It's a small trick you can do right before the ending. A glitch where you can KO one of the other players. Pretty cool, huh? I'm livid. I stare at Ziva despite the fact that she's trying to evade eye contact. Wait, does this mean that you won and CR is in second place? Wasn't that impossible anyways? I can't believe that you cheated right before the end of the game, Ziva. I can't believe it either. It wasn't so much as cheating as it was a great ping. And only a moment ago, I didn't believe that you could do something like that to CR. It's great, don't get me wrong, but it's unexpected, girl. Come on. Whether or not I got a perfect game isn't important. For me, success comes from us having played it together. The rest are minute details. Also, not everything is how it seems, so don't speak so prematurely. Ziva gestures to her left with a head movement. We redirect our attention back to the screen where the credits are finally coming to an end. And once they're done, the leaderboard and points score above, showing that I'm the winner and have the first position. What you saw was a graphical error. Might have seemed like I shot you, but I didn't actually. In fact, the only one that lost points there was me for shooting a player character. I could never betray you, Undyne. You know that, right? No. Her hands intertwine between her, while she puts on a wide smile surrounded by a silence created by the two of us. Everyone around us laughs, or gets surprised, and nobody can believe that happened. Ziva was just teasing me. Of course, but I won, so, you know. Yes. A small prank on a childish game that everyone treats as such. Except me. I throw a really strong punch to the arcade machine's side with my fist, managing to stagger a little despite its size. The whispers stop. Everyone feels intimidated and somehow scared when they witness a side of me that they've never seen before. Or that's how it appears. My demeanor changes after a few seconds. Damn, that really hurt. I mean, if she stopped me from getting a perfect score, that would hurt. That's my reason for this. I cover my hand and wince in pain. What are you staring at? I nearly broke my hand. I'm a sore loser, so I had to vent it somehow. I really believed that I'd lost for a second, you know. I think I may even be bleeding. Am I stupid or what? I go to the bathroom, rinse it with water or something. Be right back. They ask if I'm alright, but I insist that it's nothing, and my attitude was just the work of my bad temper and competitiveness wreaking havoc. I promise them that I'll return in a couple of minutes, rejecting the kind offers of those that wish to accompany me. And while I walk away, I wonder if they believe any of those excuses, because I sure didn't. After coming out of the bathroom, I sit on one of the benches in the shopping mall, watching people pass by. I don't have any actual interest in returning to the gloomy arcade. Oh no. This is sad. Cool music though. The skylights on the high ceiling shine down upon people as if they're stars on a concrete firmament. Except for the pale skin of a girl who's always shielded under her hat and is able to follow me to the end of the world. How are you, Sia? Good. Thanks for your concern. My dry answer cuts off any possible dialogue, despite being entirely unintentional, so I try to break the ice with a joyful tone. Although, I don't know why you asked. Didn't you say before that you can read me like an open book? and that I can't deceive you. I was trying to be polite. I'm a bona fide lady, after all. I'm surprised that you haven't realized that yet. You're good at hiding it. Boo. If you act like that, then I'll leave. I chuckle, and I make some space on the bench so Claire can sit next to me. She does so, and after clearing her throat, she keeps talking and trying to sound more adult than her appearance would lead you to believe. Well, she is one, I guess, maybe. Well, if we're adults, she's an adult. I know we're students, but we're like unique adult student. I don't know, I forget. While we're at it, I'm going to show you what I meant when I said that you can't hide anything from me, because I never lie, and I'm tired of you always taking me so lightly. For starters, right now you aren't worried about yourself or what others may be thinking about your sudden mood swing. You're only worried about Ziva. Am I? I dedicate a sideways yet sharp glance to Claire, but she ignores it and keeps picking my brain apart. There's something that has changed. Feelings that you didn't take seriously before now. To be precise, Ziva's feelings for you. This must hurt for you to say, Claire. You don't know what those feelings mean or what they'll bring, since you two have completely different views of what makes up a perfect world, what everything entails. I can't get used to this. It must be a joke when the crazy, innocent, and absent-minded girl suddenly becomes this serious and hits me straight in the gut with her painful honesty. I defensively fold my arms in, frowning a little, and trying to bring down the immovable, mysterious wall that surrounds her, despite my past records of failure. That was foolish on me. I thought my Coke was a lot less full. Still went to take a big gulp and it spilled on me. Oh well. Oh well. We're getting picked apart by Claire. So, what about you, Claire? Are you okay with all this? Yeah. You're right. I can't stay quiet about it. But you should understand that there's no love without empathy, which in turn is the first step for sacrifice. Being able to reject anything for that special someone is also one of the rules of love, no matter how unfair it may seem. Curiously, Ziva said the same thing not too long ago. I wasn't trying to say anything you didn't already know. I was just reading your thoughts after all, wasn't I? And you aren't worried about what you saw? I don't just mean my worries about Ziva, about how I might feel about her. Of course, but there's nothing I can do. Because I'll never be able to understand what even you don't. I quickly tap against the floor, with one of my feet even more bewildered than when I originally started this conversation. However, Luce is one who's, as noisy as always, appears during the middle of our mild dialogue, relieving me of my sudden extreme discomfort. Here you are, Smuck. We were starting to think that you'd left without saying anything. What are you two doing here? Next time, you should bring him back, even if you have to drag him, Claire. I'm sorry. We were talking and I lost track of time. My fault. Were you guys worried back there, or what? Not in the slightest. We were just so surprised by how you acted. We're all human after all. Fair enough. Ziva was actually the first one to figure about it. Now she's beating everyone's asses. Sometimes I think we should have that woman beatified. Have that woman beatified. I don't know what that word means. In my case, I was bad-mouthing you this entire time. Instead. You're telling me that so casually. Don't exaggerate it. It's just that you're just a nasty piece of work. I'm being serious though. Do you remember, for example, when the other day during the committee meeting, she took Claire and I out with her? I thought she wanted to tell us something privately, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. She looked at me for a couple of seconds with those big eyes of her and thanked me, that's all. I thought it was really weird at first. It really seemed like she was speaking from her heart. All that for helping her with the committee and being lazy dinners, and bringing lazy dinners there for once. I wanted to believe that it meant more than I guess she just liked that. She was this thing where she's more worried about the group than herself. Don't ask me why it's like this, but it's part of her. I dare say that she takes it farther when it comes to you, Xiao. That's why I said those things earlier. The only weird person here is you, running away from everything like you're as good as Houdini. You should tell Ziva what's bothering you. There's nothing bothering me. Why do you think that I didn't mind when you left the party without saying anything first? I can't be the only one realizing this, right, Claire? I have a pretty good idea what you're saying. Then you've reached the same conclusion. I knew it wasn't just my imagination. What are you ladies even talking about? Running away from the basketball match, hurriedly leaving the committee, leaving your own birthday party. And I've even heard from time to time that you've played hooky when given this opportunity. I wasn't born yesterday, you know. After Anna found out that you know how to swim. And even if you didn't, I couldn't accept that someone could drown in a private pool as if they were a ton of bricks. Everything made sense when I saw you in that speedo. I'm talking about the scar you have on your leg. That's the real reason you can't swim. If there's one thing that I've learned about you up till now, it's how prideful you are. You don't want to tell anyone what kind of accident you got in to get that injury, but it's obvious that it wasn't anything normal. It hurts a lot, right? You don't want anyone finding out, so you come up with stupid excuses when it becomes unbearable, and you always try to get away when you can, no explanations given. Am I very far from the truth? I shake my head in denial, peering towards the scar, although I can't see it under the fabric of my pants. No, you're right. Too right, to be honest. Well, I'm not stopping there. I can even tell when I can tell where you exactly had that accident. It was at the abandoned library in the ruined wing, close to the piano, am I right? Ooh. The piano? A library? A shiver runs all throughout my body. Both of my hands clenched against my knees as I hear Luce mention that place. How did you know? Who told you that, Luce? No one. I figured it out myself by thinking about it. I could deduce that much solely from your behavior. You kept insisting that I needed to be careful and not to go too far away from the library. And there was that one time you were looking for me, but then you laugh your ass off when talking about how you almost killed a teacher during your desk race, or when the police caught you stealing a car. Ziva was the one who told me about the desk race if you were worried, but I don't think that was a secret. What I don't get is why you're so worried about others finding out. You shouldn't be embarrassed, you know. I chuckle. I never would have imagined that I'm there. So predictable. I'm not embarrassment. It's not embarrassment, Luce. It's I can't stand when people look at me with pity or give me that condescending special treatment you get when people find out that you're different. It's convenient, sure, but maybe too convenient. After all, you can claim that all of your mistakes are because of your handicap. It's an ace that you can keep for any situation. If I get angry, it's not my fault, but that of the pain of my leg. If I'm mistaken, it's not my fault, but that of the pain in my leg. If I run away, it's not my fault, but that of the pain in my leg. They're excuses that will make you weak. You won't learn anything as long as you have a scapegoat. Even if there are times when I wish I could blame all of my problems on one single cause, it simply can't be that way. Even if the pain from the days tortures me, follows me everywhere without ever dulling, I can keep walking the same path as you, or even anyone else. My condition isn't so bad as to cause me to become a burden or a victim, and I could never accept it if that happened. Just like you said that other time, it wouldn't be fair, not to me or anyone else. Is that true, Xiao? Is it really that important? Listen to this girl, Xiao. I'm sure you're just overthinking it. No one's going to treat you like an invalid. And even if we did, then you just have to deal with it. It's not anything to start crying over. You really don't know how to treat others with compassion, do you? That's your fault. The way you're handling this irritates me. That's because it reminds me of myself. I'd like to tell you to stop being so wishy-washy about this, that you should let us know if you're hurting, to stop being so random about over things that don't even matter so much. But I'm not one to talk. I'd be first to even hide even the most stupid of things, just because I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. So, you're off the hook for now. But I think you should at least talk to Ziva. She's someone you can trust, so don't give it too much thought, even if she can get a little annoying with her psychoanalysis and endless relenting. Maybe, but only when the time is right. When will the time be right? Liz's response is accompanied by her putting her hands on her hips and leaning to the side like she does whenever she is unconvinced. And I wouldn't blame her. I don't trust you, not at all. Stop being boring and do what I tell you for once. I'm not boring. Then prove it. You've become so predictable that I'm not surprised by anything you do anymore. I'll definitely give you a really nice surprise one of these days, woman. Also, you already know that I don't go back on my word once I've committed to it. Luce laughs. I'd like to believe that all of this is just her way of trying to cheer me up. If that really is the case, she's succeeded. Well, shall we go back now? I stand up and call out to Claire, who's been deep in thought for a while, for some unknown reason. In the end, the three of us return to the underground arcade, and the committee is reunited once again, with the objective of having fun. Ziva greets me enthusiastically. It's as if she forgot about my outburst earlier. Well, I did say that. I can't remember the last time I saw her like this. It's making me wonder what I know about her and what she means to me. But it might be a bit too late to question that now. 1,000 lies. And back to the classroom. Awesome. That was half an hour. That was a long little chapter bit. Not chapter. Scene. That was interesting. So we got our leg from the piano. Or that old abandoned place where that's falling apart. The piano room. So there was a mention that we used to have a girlfriend. It must be something about our girlfriend. She must have been like a musician or something. I have no clue how to piece this together. We saved her maybe? And then she broke up with us for some reason because she's a horrible girl? I don't know. But there you go. There's my guess at what happened. But yes, this definitely has to do with the girlfriend. And we obviously know that it has to do with that room now with the piano. That we saw at the very start of the game, not to mention. I said. So, goodbye. Thanks for watching. This has been 1,000 Lines. I'll continue. Obviously. If I didn't, that'd be a bit weird. All the way up to part 15. And stop there, no more.